Well, I got myself some salt and there's some wounds to rub. Now before I begin with this video, I think it's proper to mention ShadSoulSin11's recent commentary on IGN. Well, yes, I can agree it's better than most IGN commentaries. I still have to bring a few things up. Tom, I think you keep forgetting that IGN has separate people who not only record the footage but also write the reviews. So the guy speaking may not always be the guy who wrote the review. That's one of the reasons why I like to check back the written review, just to make sure that the guy speaking in the summary isn't or is the guy who wrote the review. So yeah, even if the summary doesn't interest you to look at the written review, it's still kind of a good idea to go back and look at that written review just to make sure of this kind of thing. Plus, you did ask a question in your commentary during that summary video that may have well been answered in the written review, so that's another reason you should check back at it. But yeah, I will admit, and I am happy that you didn't go, IGN, you're so biased, or you can't spell ignorant without IGN. God, if I have to hear that gay-ass tagline one more time. However, if there's something that irks me, it's a dick rider. And ladies and gentlemen, Infernothefox is a huge dick rider. Oh yes, I'm talking about Inferno, the rage-induced ginger bitch who strikes out more than the entire Red Sox team. Yeah, I know, this is like, what, my third video on Inferno or something? Oh, come on, be honest with me. You're not tired of me talking about this guy. You are not sick and tired of me, you know, talking about Inferno and his stupidity. You're really not. And you know something? Inferno, every time you tell a person that, oh, you get it or you understand it when people call you out for something, for being a clueless dumbass, truthfully, you don't know what people are talking about. You don't know what they're saying to you. But yes, for those of you who don't know, I am talking about something that all started on Tom's commentary on IGN, which is why I brought up my thoughts on that video first. I decided to look in the comment section to see how many blind fanboys I can see gargling Tom's mayonnaise as usual, but because, you know, seriously, Tom has a lot of dick-sucking fantards who don't think for themselves. Then again, so do I, but that's another story. Of course, one of those people was Inferno, stating how IGN is biased towards games that aren't realistic. I wish I was getting it. Inferno legitly left a comment to Tom saying how IGN don't like unrealistic games. It's not there anymore, because after I called him out on it, he deleted them like a pussy as soon as others saw the comments. Seriously, if you don't believe me or take my word for it, you can go to guys like Pikachu OZ, Phoenix Angel Gal, Genesis Sanctuary, and Honest Reviews. All four of those people will tell you that they saw what Inferno wrote before he deleted them. Now, it's funny how he brings up that IGN are biased towards unrealistic games, because I could swear they gave Super Mario Galaxy 2 a 10 out of 10. They also gave an amazing score to Okami, one of my favorite games of all time. They also gave good scores to Sonic Colors, Sonic Generations, Kid Icarus Uprising, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Kirby's Epic Yarn, Klonoa. Oh yeah, IGN are so biased towards games that aren't realistic, like Call of Duty. Of course, when I saw that comment, I decided to question his sources. Of course, Inferno claimed that he never saw all the IGN reviews, so he just said that, called them biased on an assumption. I know, what a shock. It's a shock. Inferno, you know, just blindly assuming something. Yeah, didn't see that coming. So, I told him basically assuming IGN are biased just from a word of mouth, you yourself are judging them from a biased perspective. And just when I thought Inferno couldn't get any dumber, his great reply happened to be, it's okay to have an opinion even if it's biased. Yeah, I am not making this stuff up on purpose just to destroy M-Skull's intelligence. This idiot just said, it's okay to have an opinion even if it's biased. Excuse me, Inferno, I have a problem with that statement. Weren't you just bitching at IGN for being biased towards unrealistic games? Like, isn't that the whole reason you put down your little argument there to moan and complain about IGN being biased towards unrealistic games? Isn't that the main point you were trying to get across, that IGN shouldn't be biased towards unrealistic games? Yet here you go, talking about how, oh, I can be biased with my opinion, but IGN can't. Oh yeah, that's so not self-favoritism. Not self-favoritism in the slightest. Of course, this caused a couple of people to go after Inferno for stupidity, like Pikachu OZ and Genesis Sanctuary, and his great response to them, those people, of course.
You know, if all people are going to do is to be an asshole to me, I don't see a point in there being a comment section.
Yeah, there's so much wrong with this statement that's not even funny. First of all, weren't you being a biased asshole towards IGN in the same comment section you claim is to be meaningless now? Hey, yeah, that was the sole purpose of your argument, to say, oh, IGN shouldn't be biased, and you used the comment section for that. So, you can moan and bitch about IGN with no information or credible sources at all in the very same section which you say is meaningless because people are being an asshole towards you in them. But other people can't use the comment section to reply to you and say how flawed your thinking is. That's great thinking there, sir. Secondly, I love how you call us assholes for simply calling you out on your bullshit when isn't that what you tried to do with IGN and God knows how many other people? Third of all, this makes, what, your third time you playing as the desperate victim? You're basically blaming people like me for pointing out something stupid which you said. Newsflash, that's your own damn fault. If you actually thought for yourself for once in your miserable, tanless life, then people probably wouldn't be calling you a moron. Every time you get called out on, you always have to play the victim, as if people are doing this just to make you feel like shit. You did the same thing when you flagged the Arborcats video on Danny. You did the same thing when GST threatened to quit YouTube for the 20th time. And here you are doing it again. You keep telling people,
I understand the difference between people telling me I'm wrong and people trying to piss me off.
No, you don't. You don't know the difference at all, and you probably never ever will. And don't you fucking dare blame your anger problem on it either, because that's just as bad as you blaming your autism on it. I swear to God if you do that too. I don't care if you have anger problems. I mean, what's that mean to me? You're just some rage-induced ginger over the internet, so why should I care how quickly someone can boil your piss? In fact, that makes it even worse, considering that people can easily get on your nerves. That's nice bait for trolls, you know. Hint, hint. Why do you think you'll be perfectly immune to people just because you say, oh, I have an anger problem, I'm easily angry, you can make me angry real easily? I mean, do you really think people are that naive? Do you really think that people are just gonna let you off the hook just because you're easy to piss off? And yeah, you can keep trying to tell me, oh, I'll figure this out, I'll understand this. No, you won't. Because every time you say that, it just, you later on prove, later on the road, to show that you really don't know what you're doing or what you're saying. So yeah, you can try to tell me this whole thing now, but yeah, I'm not gonna believe you. I mean, seriously, this is the third time that you've done this. Every time you get bitched out, you try playing the mindless victim trying to earn sympathy points.
Oh, everyone is out to hurt me and I'm just a bitch in the corner who everyone is trying to ass rape. Leave me alone.
You only fooled people once, the first time with that shit. You got one guy to white knight you the second time, but do you honestly think that people are going to cuddle up to you now? I mean, do you really think we're that stupid? Do you really think that we are that simple-minded that we are going to defend some guy who can't think for 2 seconds about what the fuck he is saying? So, folks, what have we learned in today's video? Inferno's going down a road. The Bowser Road!